to just show you around where I live and where I grew up and what I've been doing and how we got, not in here exactly. I mean, I could give you the context of how we got here, but that was a really stressful few weeks, so we'll put that to bed for now and we'll just talk about all the fun, nice things that have happened. And I'm going to show you my Christmas tree as well, because I actually told you the other day, I did say about the fact that my tree's really 80s, didn't I?
Oh yeah.
Like really like old school, yeah. I haven't actually put all the streamers and stuff up yet, but we're getting there. Like, would you believe my kids have actually done this tree completely on their own? I have not touched a thing. And I think it looks really good. Like, look how pretty it is. And like, look at all these old, I can't even see them because there's so much tinsel. Where are the baubles? Yeah, look at these. How pretty are those? Yeah, like, I think people wanted more like glamorousy looking trees, didn't they? Where it was all colour coordinated with their living rooms and stuff, so they looked like really super duper cute and they matched everything. Whereas I was like, no, I like chaos at Christmas. Like, this is like Christmassy Christmas to me. Hello, big girl. Hello. You've left the tree alone, haven't you? They have actually, they've been really good, I just thought. Look at you, you're blending in with the lovely whiteness of the bloody sky. Little cloud. I don't know, because I've never done it like this before. Like, anytime I've moved into a house, I've like booked the week off work and just like raced and got it all done, and by the end of that week, I've been able to just like move straight in and never touch it after that, like if I don't want to. So yeah, I'm doing it slowly this time, and it is weird, but I can't carve out a week to dedicate myself to doing the house. Never mind. Do you know what? I actually put extra makeup on today because I thought last time I've watched my face on the camera, I look really washed out and pasty. You know what I mean?
You don't usually wear it.
No, but I thought maybe it's a thing, innit? Because like stage makeup's a thing. So I thought maybe I need to just put some extra blush on so I don't look as anemic, which I am. Hello, baby. How sweet are you? So cute. Look at you. Oh my God. Oh, you're well cute. The fact that the council are probably trying to put money, I don't know if it's the council, but someone obviously is putting money into the castle because they're repairing it, and I'm happy about that. I love it. Look at the size of this tree. Like, when you really look at it, look, that is actually a massive tree. Look, it's almost as high as the castle. Like, that is an impressive tree. Can we appreciate? Big preach for the tree. I don't know. If we cut it, we can count the rings, I think. That's how it works, isn't it? You can count the rings on the inside of the trunk to figure out how old it is.
Oh, you do?
I think so, yeah. But obviously someone will just know because they'll just have a record of it, I imagine. I grew up in Tamworth, and see that over there? That's called the Weir. Well, it's actually called Lady Bridge. This bridge here. Yeah. So that's Lady Bridge, but we used to just call it the Weir because obviously there's a weir underneath it. And most weekends and school holidays, we used to sit on that field and get drunk. And we used to walk onto the bridge and jump in the water, which definitely wouldn't recommend now. They've thought about it over the last couple of decades.
Is it a lot cleaner then?
No, no, we were just daft in it. But like they've built all the gates around it and that now, so it's safe. No, well, I was born in Birmingham technically, but I've lived here since I was probably about 3 or 4 years old. I moved back and out of Tamworth here and there, but it's always come back here, and I love it here. Like, when I moved out of Tamworth last time, I was really worried that I wouldn't be able to get back into Tamworth, because I think it's actually lovely the fact that everyone sort of knows each other, and you know, you even if you don't know someone, you know someone that they're close to, and you're close to that person as well. And I think it is really nice. There is like actually a stunning community here sometimes. Like, we've got people that are trying to raise money for different charities and such at the moment, and it is absolutely beautiful how much this town does actually come together for the people that live here within it. Like, we all are here for each other. You see that white building over there?
Yep.
So you see the yellow truck lid or whatever that is, and then there's a white building. So that building was called the Coven, and that was a pub that we were attached to. And that was our old studio. So that was the first studio I ever had. I got the keys to that in 2020, like literally 3 weeks before we went into lockdown. I was like, oh, okay. So I didn't even I've always begrudged the fact that I'd never had an opening party or anything like that. I never got to open my doors and be like, ta-da, or anything. It was just sort of like, oh, we're opening and we're not going to do, all right, we'll wait. And then it was just like uncertainty constantly. So we never knew when we were going to be, because like sometimes they were letting us open for a couple of weeks, weren't they? And then it was like, right, that town's got to go into quarantine for a few more weeks, or we're going back into lockdown for a little bit longer, and then we're coming out for a bit, and then we're going in. And it was just, I never thought, oh, we couldn't do an opening party because we're going to close again in a couple of weeks. So it was so crap. Dude, there he is. Hello, friend. Why, you're so brave. Isn't it? Like, what? I don't think you've got this. I don't think you're going to do it, mate. Hello. He's sick, he is. I love him. So he actually founded the building that we first had our first studio, and I'm 1,000,000% sure we actually had him in there, like, doing activity and weird stuff. It was very bizarre. It was really weird. Yeah, he started the police force, and that's why there's pigs everywhere in Tamworth. We're famous for the pigs. And Robert Peel, so yeah. At one of these houses, we used to skip school in because our friend lived in it. So we used to walk all the way down this hill, go into that room, and we'd just like sitting there for a couple of hours, just chill. And then we'd, couldn't possibly remember, to be honest. Couldn't remember. It was not often, Mum. Just sometimes. This walk is the walk that made me realise something was wrong with my joints, because it's all uphill. And yeah, up until high school, I'd been driven everywhere pretty much, but this was like the first time I was like, right, you're going to do a daily walk now. From here on out, you're going to do a big walk. I have weak joints, I have bad joints, but to anyone else, this is a normal average walk. But for me, I'm walking up this hill every day, like, this hurts, like, this is a lot, like, and I got to the top of the hill and realised like my nerve was trapped and I couldn't walk. I had to ring my mum and I was like, Mum, I can't move my leg. She said, oh, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. I think she thought I was bullshitting, but she had to come and pick me up. And then like the doctors were like, yeah, you've got a trapped nerve or whatever. However many, 20 years after that, they're like, yeah, no, you've got a connective tissue disorder, and that's why everything hurts when you do too much. So that makes sense. So in school, we were in a band, and like the bassist, he lived up this road, and we all used to walk into town, and there was a youth centre in town. And maybe I should have took you to the youth centre as well, because we spent a lot of time in the youth centre. Something to do, like, innit? This is where I spent my entire school time when I was here. So over there was the art department, and this bit was the music department, which is where I would, so like if I didn't leave the school to miss a lesson, I would hide in these departments. And the teachers there were really, really understanding, like, in these departments, because like I think they could see that I was autistic, and I wasn't engaged in any of the subjects at all. Like, the only thing my brain wanted to focus on, or could focus on, was that, because I thought it was more challenging. I actually enjoyed it. Like, I felt like I was kept in bottom set for a lot of things, but I was actually really, like, very intelligent, and I did really well in my exams. And I just wasn't engaged in the lessons at all, but they understood that. And sometimes, like, say if I was playing up, they wouldn't see it as playing up. They would see it as like, she's bored, she's understimulated, tell you what, she could come sit with us. And they did, they used to let me sit with them, and that stopped me skipping school, so I wouldn't go out of school anymore, and I'd actually stay in and appreciate like the people that were trying to look out for me and stuff. I didn't understand again like how like bad my health was or anything at the time, so sometimes I'd sneak into these little private rooms that they had where you could do your music lessons, like your one-to-one sessions with tutors and stuff, and they would just be empty sometimes, and I'd go in, turn the lights off and actually fall asleep behind the door so no one could get in, and I'd catch up on sleep in that room and stuff. It was mad. Like everyone in my family can draw, to be fair. Like even my dad's dad was a really, really well-known artist, but I don't know how well-known he is here or now, if that makes sense, but like I remember my granddad getting all of my granddad's dad getting all of the artwork out, and I was like, that looks like the sort of stuff that I draw. And I think I was like 15, 16 when he pulled all that out and showed it me for the first time. And I was like, this is exactly how I draw, this is really weird. And then my brother, like he was a fantastic artist as well, like he's really, really good at drawing. And when I came to this school, the art teacher that I had also had my brother. So like she instantly was like, oh, okay, maybe this runs in the family, this is interesting, because he was really talented. But he could have got really, really good marks in art, but apparently all of his mates accidentally like set fire to coursework and stuff like that, messing around, little buggers. At the back of the field as well, the back of the field here, they'd lit a fire messing about, and Troy's bag got all caught up in it, but I think it was a lie. I think he just didn't do his coursework, to be honest with you. He knew he had the potential, so he knew he could get away with telling that porcupine. So I'd had like a breakdown at home and everything, and I had to leave, and I was 17, I think. And it was really, really shit. So I'd met my daughter's dad. I was staying with my nan in Leicester, and we got on really well. I thought it was really fun, and then as soon as we found out that I was pregnant, I think the reality of it hit him the day after the scan. I woke up and he was gone. He was just gone. So I was like, okay, yeah, he just dipped. And I didn't hear from him for a really long time. I blew his phone up, I tried to get a hold of him, and it was really difficult. And how old was I then? I think I was 18. I was 18, 19. I was very young. Moved to my nan's to have somewhere to stay, and then I got pregnant, and then he abandoned me. He dipped, and we had the scan, and he's in the scan, and he seemed really over the moon and everything like that, and I woke up the next day and he was gone. So then I had to pack up my stuff because I couldn't afford the rent in this house, so we were actually renting a bedroom. So his mum didn't like me, she didn't want me in the house, and so I couldn't stay there, but we wanted to be together, we were having a baby, so we tried to rent this little room out of this house. And obviously I couldn't afford it without him. I couldn't, we were kind of very, very, we were trying really hard to support each other on no money, if that makes sense. So it was really bad. I went to a friend's house first to begin with. So I stayed on a mattress on the floor in their living room, and it was really crap because I thought they were really good friends, and it went really wrong. So have you ever heard of Spotted? Yeah. Social Spotted, and it's spotted here, and then it's just people moaning about parking and stuff like that. Well, someone had actually said, the girl calling your daughter Luna, don't. And I'm like, what was it? It was something like, don't, she'll unalive herself or something. And obviously I'm absolutely morbidly shocked by this. I contact the page and I'm like, who did this? And they were like, we can only give you the initials of the person, but that was enough. That was enough. And I figured, and I realised that the people that were letting me sleep in their living room on the floor were the same people that had made that post. So I was absolutely horrified because obviously they were talking about my child doing something unquestionably horrible to themselves before they'd even entered the world. So I grabbed all my stuff and I dipped, and that's how I ended up outside. And so I was like, okay, this is getting dangerous. I actually need to think about me and her. I went to the council. I was really embarrassed. I didn't want to keep asking people for help. I just slept on somebody's floor, and they obviously didn't like it, if that makes sense. And I felt like I'm just going to get rejected by people, or they're going to let me, and then I'm going to feel really I don't know. It was just really, really confusing, the thought process and everything at the time. But yeah, I went to the council, and they put me in a whatchamacallit, a B&B. A B&B, they put me in a B&B. I stayed there for a week, and I was supposed to stay there for 2 weeks. And then on the end of that first week, the council were like, actually, we've got somewhere else for you to go now. So if you can go there, obviously we can forward the process on a little bit quicker and all that. And I was like, okay, cool. And as I was leaving, the woman at the B&B chased me outside. She was like, you can't leave. You've got to pay me for another week. And I was like, it's nothing to do with me. I've got to do what the council do. I'm so sorry. And like, I just drove off into the distance, you know. And yeah, they put me in a shared accommodation, sort of where I am now. And I was in there, obviously I think I was maybe about 5 months pregnant at this time by now. And these men just kept breaking into my room. Like, they never took anything, I never even seen them. But I'd come home and my door was like kicked in. And it was like, what is this all about? Why are you doing this? And it was just happening all the time. But I was only there for about 1 to 2 weeks again. And then they put me in a house up here, in a masonette. And I used to have to walk up and down, up and down, up and down to the nursery every day and work as well. And yeah, because I wasn't driving. I didn't drive away in the getaway car. Someone else was driving that. I can't remember who, but I got a lift. I got a lift with all my stuff. It's probably my mum. But yeah, she had to help me loads. Like, she had the car, so I moved into that house and I literally had a mattress. I had to get loads of stuff secondhand, and oh God, I bought a sofa and I thought it was the nicest sofa in the world, because it's sort of like a smaller version of the sofa that I've got now, so I must have a specific taste in sofa. And I spent like £100 on it, which was like a mega purchase to me. And I was pregnant still. And the charity shop had dropped it off and just like yeeted it into my doorway. So I couldn't get out my door. I couldn't get it in the door. It was wedged in there so strong. I'm like, you know, what am I meant to? I can't even reach the sofa past my stomach. Like, it was bad, but yeah, it was fun. There was a lot of mad stuff that happened in there. Like, I'd lived there for 3 days and it was petrol bombed. And I was like, great. And then after about a week, I had a man knock on the door and he was like, I'm Spider. I used to be a little bit of a thing around here. And he's got his dog. And I was like, dog, oh. And he's like, if you need anything, let me know. Where's Michael? And I was like, who's Michael? And he's like, he used to live in one of these houses. And I was like, I don't know, mate. I don't know. And he's like, well, let me know if you need anything. I've never seen that man ever again. Never seen him. And I asked all my neighbours, like over the like time of me getting to know them, they're like, oh, how are you settling in or whatever? And I'm telling them, who is this guy? Like, I don't know, never heard of him, but he seemed like nice enough, if you know what I mean. It just really caught me off guard. He knocked on my door to come and tell me. Had people bloody trying to break in, but apologising because they got the wrong address. Like, breaking in with balaclavas, and they're just like, oh, what are you doing? So sorry. Boom. That was weird. Yeah, some mad stuff happened.
Have it easy then?
No, not at all. Like, just living in that house was wild, but like so much shit happened before that as well. But like, it was very character developing, I suppose. And it's funny looking back, because it's almost like, I don't know, you could make it into a drama comedy, I reckon, to be fair, easily. Like, do you know, like, you meet some people and you have conversations about their lives and you're like, we could write a book. Let's do that. That'd be fun. Like, people would be shocked. Look how far we've come. But then you speak to more and more and more people and you're like, man, like, life's hard. Why is it so hard? It's so difficult. Like, the trials and tribulations of the average civilian is absolutely insane. It's not like this individual, like, oh, she's been through so much, because, like, yeah, as you get older, you realise, fucking hell, everyone was just really good at keeping quiet about the stuff that was happening to them, I think, because we were so ashamed of it almost. It's mad.